What's up, fellow Saiyans, and welcome to episode 54 of my Marvel United mini paints. Today I'm doing Mirage, aka Danielle Moonstar. She's a member of the New Mutants. She has the ability, in the beginning, she has the ability to bring out people's worst fears and create an illusion of them, hence the name Mirage. But then later on down the line, she's able to make psychic weapons like her bow and bullets and stuff like that, and she gets Valkyrie powers and stuff as well. So she turns into a very powerful character later on. To start her off, for her face, we're going to use tan flesh, and this is going to be, her face will be the only place that we use this because her body's covered up by the New Mutants costume. Once we got that finished, we're going to use leather brown for the base. We're just going to get everywhere at the bottom of the miniature with this. And the leather brown covers pretty well. It usually only takes one, maybe is half of another coat on certain spots. But we're going to switch to oak brown, and we're going to use this for her hair because she has dark brown hair. Now for her bow, I'm going to use desert yellow for it, which is kind of like a tannish yellow. For her bandana that's over her head, it's red, so we're going to use pure red. And this will also be the highlight color later on after the wash. I'll just add more of this color to it. Now for all the dark blue parts of the costume, we're going to use deep blue. Now for her eyes, and I'm going to paint the arrow that she's firing in a base coat of matte white, because I'm going to add fluorescent paints to it later, or neon paints, and it's good to have a white base for that so the colors really show up a lot better than adding 1,000 coats. Once we're finished with that, I'm going to head on over to the yellow parts of her costume. We're going to use demonic yellow for that, which demonic yellow and deep blue have to be two of the most used colors next to white and black that I use, especially doing all these X-Men characters. And as always with the yellow, it's going to take 2 to 3 coats of this before it's nice and consistent. Now, for her braid she has like a wrap around her hair. I'm going to use skeleton bone for that wrap. She has one for each braid. I'm using a detail brush here. I'm going to be real careful not to get any of this, although it's a lighter color, so it'd be easy to cover up. Now for her lips, I'm going to use crusted soar, and I'm just going to add just a little bit to her lips here. Now I'm just going to go back with the detail brush, and I'm going to get everything that I need to get. Make sure it's all cleaned up. Now, once it's all finished, it'll be time to start the washing process. And I'm going to start off with flesh wash. And I'm going to apply that to her face. And I'm also going to apply it to the bow. And next we're going to take light tone. Same thing, we're going to apply this just to the yellow parts of her costume. And remember, when we're using the wash, I want to try to avoid bubbles or any puddles. I want to spread it out just to get it in the recesses, and that's it. Once we're finished with the yellow, it's time to move to the blue, and I'm going to use blue tone for that. Next, we're going to use strong tone for the base and for her hair. And then once this is finished, we're going to let this dry for a long time. This video is being sped up quite a bit. It normally takes me around 2 hours to paint a miniature with the paints that I'm using. I'm not using speed paints or anything like that, just the traditional ones. And once she's dried from the wash, I'm going to use oak brown again, but this time I'm going to add this to her eyes because she has brown eyes. Now for her skin, the highlights, we're going to take the tan flesh we used before, and I'm going to take just a dab of mummy robes to it to brighten it up. And that's going to be the color we use. We're just going to paint that where the light would hit her face. Now for the yellow parts, we're going to go moon dust because it's brighter yellow. Same deal. Just going to paint all the areas where the light would hit it. Now over to the blue, we're going to use crystal blue for the highlights for this. Now I'm going to use matte white. At some point in my video footage, I added matte black to her eyes, but I couldn't find it and couldn't add it. So I'm adding matte white as the glare on her eyes, just 2 little dots. Now I'm going to use demonic yellow, and I'm going to apply this to the bow. Now I have these neon paints that I got from Five Below. I believe this is it's one of the brighter yellows. It's like the one above the natural, and I'm going to paint the whole arrow this color. And while that's drying, I'm going to switch over to leather brown, and then we're going to dry brush her hair with this. Now for the base, we're going to use skeleton bone, and we're going to dry brush the base with this color. Now this one is yellow medium by the same neon paints, and we're going to add this right behind the arrow tip all the way back. And then once that's dry, I have orange. This neon orange is going to be the next color we add, and we're going to add it just a little bit below that, all the way to the end of the back side of the arrow. And then I have this rose red color, and this is just going to be on the back tip of the arrow. And I used a little bit of this titanium white, and I add it just to the tip, the front of the arrowhead, just a little bit. And it adds like a nice flame effect going down the whole arrow. Now I have this medium yellow color. This is an old glow paint that I had, but I like to use it to show a glow from like something on the miniature, like the fire from the arrow. So I'm going to apply this all down her body, on the bow, and on the base where the side that the arrow is facing. And this is her finished. This is Mirage. I like how she turned out. I think I did an alright job. I'll get a little better view here in a second. But if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified of any of the new videos when they come out. If you like this, want to see more, you could check out my Twitch page or my Facebook page. Links are in the comments box below or in the description. Or you could just search on yourself. Just look for Saiyan Elite and look for the little guy. And again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And later, Saiyans.